You know that feeling. It's 3 a.m. You're wide awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your body has decided that now, of all times, is the perfect moment to start the day. If you're nodding along, you're certainly not alone. I've been there more times than I can count, and I've learned there's more to these middle-of-the-night awakenings than simple inconvenience. Today, I'm going to share what I've discovered about why we seniors seem to have this peculiar relationship with the 3 a.m. hour, and more importantly, what it might be telling us about our health. Before I started researching this phenomenon, I thought it was just another annoying part of getting older, like needing reading glasses or forgetting where I put my keys. But what I found was fascinating and, frankly, a bit concerning. These 3 a.m. wake-ups aren't just random events. They're often signals from our bodies trying to tell us something important, and ignoring them could be affecting our health in ways we never imagined. Did you know that how and when you wake up at night might actually predict certain health conditions? Or that making a few simple changes to your evening routine could help you sleep through until morning? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could dramatically improve your sleep quality and potentially add years to your life. Let's start with something that surprised me. Many of us assume that waking up at night is just normal aging, that our sleep naturally becomes more fragmented as we get older. While there is some truth to changes in our sleep architecture as we age, consistently waking at the same time, especially around 3 a.m., often points to specific issues that we can address. For starters, that 3 a.m. awakening might be related to your blood sugar levels. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at regulating glucose. When your blood sugar drops too low during sleep, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to compensate. These hormones are designed to raise blood sugar levels, but they also happen to be the same ones that wake you up in the morning. So that 3 a.m. jolt awake, it might be your body responding to a blood sugar crash. I noticed this pattern myself a few years ago. I would wake up at almost exactly 3:15 a.m., feeling anxious and sometimes even sweaty or shaky. My doctor suggested having a small protein snack before bed, just a tablespoon of almond butter or a small piece of cheese. I was skeptical, but I'll be darned if it didn't help me sleep through many of those nights. Some of my friends have found similar relief by making sure they don't eat too early in the evening, ensuring their blood sugar stays more stable throughout the night. Another common culprit behind those 3 a.m. wake-ups is something happening in your lungs. Sleep apnea becomes more common as we age, affecting nearly 30% of seniors. Yet many of us don't realize we have it. If you wake up gasping, or if your spouse has mentioned that you snore heavily or seem to stop breathing momentarily during sleep, this might be your issue. The drop in oxygen levels can trigger your brain to wake you up, often around the 3 a.m. hour when REM sleep is more prevalent and breathing irregularities become more noticeable. I resisted getting checked for sleep apnea for years. Who wants to sleep with one of those CPAP machines, right? But after my daughter recorded me sleeping and played back what sounded like a bear hibernating with occasional scary pauses in breathing, I relented. The difference in my sleep quality after treatment was like night and day. No more 3 a.m. wake-ups, and I had energy during the day that I hadn't felt in a decade. Here's something else that might surprise you. Those middle-of-the-night awakenings could be related to your heart. Traditional Chinese medicine has long associated the 1 to 3 a.m. time frame with the liver and 3 to 5 a.m. with the lungs, but Western medicine is now finding connections between waking during certain hours and cardiovascular health. Waking regularly between 3 and 5 a.m. might be related to subtle increases in blood pressure or variations in heart rhythm that become more prominent during certain sleep cycles. I was particularly interested in this connection after my own experience with atrial fibrillation. Before my diagnosis, I noticed I was consistently waking around 4 a.m. with a strange fluttery feeling in my chest. My cardiologist explained that during sleep, changes in autonomic nervous system activity can make certain heart rhythm irregularities more noticeable, often causing us to wake up. If you're experiencing this pattern, especially with any sensation of heart fluttering, palpitations, or chest discomfort, please don't write it off as just another sleep disturbance. It's worth mentioning to your doctor. Your bladder might also be the culprit behind those 3 a.m. wake-ups. As we age, our bladder capacity decreases, and the signals telling us we need to go become more urgent. Many of us are taking medications that act as diuretics too, increasing our nighttime bathroom trips. But there's an interesting timing element at play here. If you consistently wake at the same hour, needing to use the bathroom, your body may have developed a circadian rhythm around this need. The solution isn't always just limiting fluids, though avoiding that evening glass of wine or cup of tea can help. Sometimes you need to gradually retrain your bladder by trying to extend the time between bathroom trips during the day. This worked for my neighbor Harold, who was getting up 3 times a night like clockwork. His urologist suggested bladder training exercises during the day, and within a month, he was down to just 1 trip to the bathroom most nights. An improvement that his wife appreciated almost as much as he did. Let's talk about another factor that seems particularly relevant to those of us over 65: cortisol dysregulation. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone, and it normally follows a very specific daily pattern. Highest in the morning to help you wake up, and lowest at night to allow sleep. But as we age, this pattern can become disrupted. For many seniors, cortisol may inappropriately spike during the night, and guess what time this often happens? You guessed it, between 2 and 4 a.m. I've found that addressing daytime stress makes a huge difference in these hormonal disruptions. When I was caring for my wife during her illness, my 3 a.m. wake-ups became almost nightly events. My doctor explained that emotional stress during the day was affecting my cortisol rhythms. Incorporating meditation before bed, just 10 minutes of focused breathing, helped more than I expected. For some of my friends, gentle yoga or simply writing down worries before bed has been effective. Temperature regulation is another factor that can contribute to those mysterious 3 a.m. awakenings. Our body temperature naturally drops during sleep, reaching its lowest point in the early morning hours. But this temperature regulating mechanism becomes less efficient as we age. If your bedroom is too warm or too cool, you might find yourself waking during these sensitive hours when your body is trying to maintain its optimal sleep temperature. I discovered this was affecting me when I stayed with my daughter's family last winter. Their house was kept warmer than I was used to, and I found myself consistently waking around 3 a.m., throwing off blankets. When I started sleeping with my door open and wearing lighter pajamas, those awakenings decreased dramatically. Some of my friends have found relief using cooling mattress pads or warming socks, depending on their particular temperature regulation issues. There's also a fascinating connection between those 3 a.m. wake-ups and medication timing. Many medications we commonly take as seniors, blood pressure medications, thyroid supplements, pain relievers, have shorter half-lives than we realize. If you take certain medications early in the day, they might be wearing off during the night, causing subtle changes in your physiology that can wake you up. My friend Thomas noticed his 3 a.m. awakenings decreased significantly when his doctor switched him to a longer-acting blood pressure medication. For those taking medications for conditions like Parkinson's or arthritis, the timing can be even more critical. Working with your doctor to adjust when you take certain medications might help reduce those middle-of-the-night awakenings. This isn't something to experiment with on your own, but it's certainly worth discussing with your healthcare provider if you notice a pattern. Now, let's address something many of us don't like to think about. Sleep position becomes increasingly important as we age. That favorite sleeping position you've had for decades might actually be contributing to your 3 a.m. wake-ups. Side sleeping tends to be best for most seniors, particularly on the right side, which puts less pressure on the heart. Back sleeping can worsen sleep apnea and acid reflux, two conditions that commonly disrupt sleep in the early morning hours. I was a dedicated back sleeper until my sleep specialist suggested I try side sleeping with a pillow between my knees. The difference was remarkable, not just in reducing those 3 a.m. awakenings, but also in decreasing the morning back pain I had come to accept as inevitable. Speaking of pain, it's another major factor in those middle-of-the-night wake-ups. Our pain perception actually changes throughout the night, with many inflammatory conditions like arthritis tending to flare during the early morning hours when anti-inflammatory cortisol levels are at their lowest. If you're waking around 3 a.m. with joint pain or stiffness, this might be why. Timing pain medication, using heat therapy before bed, or trying anti-inflammatory evening snacks, tart cherry juice has worked wonders for some of my friends, might help reduce these pain-related awakenings. I've found that gentle stretching before bed makes a significant difference in how my joints feel during those sensitive early morning hours. Let's circle back to emotional and mental health, because there's a strong connection between anxiety, depression, and those 3 a.m. wake-ups. In fact, early morning awakening is one of the classic symptoms of depression in older adults. If you find yourself not only waking at 3 a.m., but also immediately starting to worry or ruminate on negative thoughts, this connection is worth exploring. I went through a period like this after retiring. I'd wake up and instantly start worrying about finances, my health, my children, everything. My doctor suggested I try a structured worry time earlier in the evening, writing down concerns and potential solutions, then symbolically putting them away until morning. It sounds simple, but having that boundary helped break the association between waking up and worrying. Here's something few people discuss. Social isolation can affect sleep patterns too. Human beings are social creatures, and lack of meaningful interaction during the day can disrupt our circadian rhythms and stress response systems. After my wife passed away, my sleep problems increased significantly. It wasn't until I started volunteering 3 afternoons a week that my sleep began to improve. The engagement, purpose, and simple human connection seemed to help reset my internal clock. Light exposure plays a crucial role in regulating our sleep-wake cycles. As we age, we tend to get less outdoor light during the day and more artificial light at night, a recipe for disrupted sleep. Getting morning sunlight helps set your circadian rhythm for the day, while avoiding blue light from screens in the evening helps your body produce melatonin appropriately. I've found that sitting by my east-facing window with my morning coffee makes a noticeable difference in my sleep quality the following night. And switching from watching TV before bed to listening to audiobooks has reduced those 3 a.m. awakenings significantly. Some of my friends have had success with blue light blocking glasses in the evening, though I prefer just limiting screen time after dinner. Another aspect of the 3 a.m. phenomenon relates to melatonin production. Our bodies naturally produce less melatonin as we age, which can make our sleep lighter and more fragmented. While melatonin supplements can help some seniors, they're not right for everyone, particularly those with autoimmune conditions or taking certain medications. What many don't realize is that natural melatonin production can be supported through diet. Foods rich in tryptophan like turkey, eggs, and dairy, combined with a small amount of carbohydrates, can help your body produce more of this important sleep hormone. I've found that a small banana with a teaspoon of almond butter about an hour before bed helps me sleep more soundly. Several friends have reported similar benefits from tart cherry juice, which naturally contains small amounts of melatonin. Let's talk about something I've learned the hard way: the impact of alcohol on sleep. Many of us enjoy a nightcap to help us fall asleep, and it does work, initially. But alcohol disrupts the second half of your sleep cycle, often leading to awakenings between 2 and 4 a.m. when the sedative effects wear off. I used to have a scotch before bed until I noticed the pattern of falling asleep easily but waking like clockwork at 3:30 a.m. When I switched to herbal tea, those consistent wake-ups decreased dramatically. The timing of exercise can also influence those middle-of-the-night awakenings. While regular physical activity is one of the best things you can do for sleep quality, exercising too close to bedtime can be stimulating, raising your core body temperature and cortisol levels. I've found that morning or early afternoon exercise works best for my sleep patterns. However, gentle stretching or relaxation yoga in the evening can help prepare your body for sleep without the stimulating effects of more vigorous exercise. Hydration patterns matter too. Being dehydrated can disrupt sleep, but so can drinking too much before bed. I've found that front-loading my fluids, drinking most of my daily water intake before 4 p.m. helps me stay hydrated without increasing nighttime bathroom trips. Some of my friends use electrolyte drinks in the early afternoon, which they report helps them maintain better hydration through the night without middle-of-the-night thirst waking them up. There's an emerging area of research suggesting that gut health may also play a role in sleep quality. The gut-brain connection is powerful, and imbalances in gut bacteria can affect the production of neurotransmitters involved in sleep regulation. Several of my friends have noticed improvements in sleep after addressing gut health issues through dietary changes, probiotics, or medical treatment for conditions like GERD or IBS. I noticed my own 3 a.m. awakenings decreased after I started eating more fermented foods like yogurt and taking a probiotic supplement recommended by my doctor. The connection between digestive health and sleep is one that conventional medicine is only beginning to fully appreciate. But it's one worth exploring if other approaches haven't helped your sleep disturbances. Speaking of diet, the timing and composition of your evening meal can significantly impact nighttime awakenings. Heavy, rich, or spicy foods too close to bedtime can lead to digestive discomfort that manifests around, you guessed it, 3 a.m. I've found that eating my main meal at lunchtime and having a lighter dinner at least 3 hours before bed has helped reduce those middle-of-the-night wake-ups. Let's address something specific to many of us seniors: the impact of naps on nighttime sleep. That afternoon, snooze can be tempting, but napping too long or too late in the day can disrupt your nighttime sleep cycle. I've found that limiting naps to 20 to 30 minutes and not napping after 2 p.m. helps me maintain better sleep through the night. If I do need to rest in the afternoon, sometimes just closing my eyes and meditating for a few minutes provides the refreshment I need without disrupting my nighttime sleep. Cognitive stimulation during the day plays a surprising role in nighttime sleep quality. Our brains, like our bodies, need appropriate exercise to function optimally. Without sufficient mental engagement during the day, our sleep architecture can become disrupted. Puzzles, reading, conversation, or learning new skills all help create the right balance of cognitive fatigue that leads to good sleep. After I retired, I noticed my sleep getting worse until I started taking a Spanish class twice a week. The mental challenge seemed to help reset my sleep patterns, reducing those 3 a.m. awakenings significantly. Several friends have reported similar benefits from activities ranging from quilting to volunteering as museum docents. Anything that keeps the mind actively engaged. The electromagnetic environment of your bedroom might also be affecting your sleep. While the research is still evolving, some evidence suggests that electronic devices emitting even small amounts of light or electromagnetic fields can disrupt sensitive sleep cycles. I experimented with removing all electronics from my bedroom. No TV, no charging phones, no digital clocks, and was surprised to find my sleep improved noticeably. If you're consistently waking around 3 a.m., try creating an electronics-free zone in your bedroom for a couple of weeks and see if it makes a difference. My friend Elizabeth, who was particularly sensitive to this issue, even went so far as to have her bedroom circuit breaker turned off at night, keeping necessary medical devices on a different circuit, and her lifelong insomnia improved dramatically. For those of us living with chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or COPD, there may be specific considerations related to those 3 a.m. awakenings. Sleep disturbances can be both a symptom and a contributor to these health challenges. Working with your healthcare provider to optimize management of these conditions can sometimes resolve sleep issues that seem unrelated on the surface. After my diabetes diagnosis, my doctor adjusted my medication timing and suggested specific evening snack combinations that help stabilize my blood sugar overnight. My 3 a.m. awakenings decreased from almost nightly to just once or twice a week. Whatever your health conditions, it's worth discussing sleep patterns with your doctor as part of your overall treatment plan. Consider also the impact of subtle environmental factors like bedroom air quality. As we age, we can become more sensitive to irritants like dust, pet dander, or even the VOCs from new furniture or paint. These can irritate airways and disrupt breathing during sleep, often manifesting as awakenings during the second half of the night. Air purifiers, regular dusting, or even changing bedroom window treatments from heavy drapes, which collect dust, to simpler blinds can sometimes make a difference. I noticed my own 3 a.m. awakenings increased dramatically after getting new carpet installed. Once I connected the dots and had the carpet professionally cleaned to remove manufacturing chemicals, my sleep improved within days. Some of my friends have found that simply keeping pets out of the bedroom has made a significant difference in their nighttime breathing and subsequent awakenings. Creating the right sleep environment goes beyond just temperature and light. The comfort of your mattress and pillows becomes increasingly important as we age and develop more sensitivity to pressure points. A mattress that worked well for you a decade ago might not be providing the support you need now. I resisted replacing my mattress for years, despite waking with stiffness and pain, until my daughter insisted on getting me a new one for my birthday. The reduction in middle-of-the-night awakenings was almost immediate. Let's talk about something many of us don't consider: the impact of age-related changes in hearing on our sleep patterns. As hearing acuity changes, some seniors become more sensitive to certain sound frequencies while missing others. This can make you more likely to be awakened by specific environmental noises, even if you don't consciously register them. White noise machines, fans, or even specific types of earplugs designed for side sleepers can create a more consistent sound environment that promotes uninterrupted sleep. Remember that addressing these 3 a.m. awakenings is more than just about feeling better during the day, though that's certainly important. Quality sleep is fundamentally connected to almost every aspect of health, from immune function to cognitive performance to emotional well-being. Taking steps to improve your sleep isn't self-indulgent. It's a crucial part of maintaining your health as you age. I encourage you to start keeping a sleep journal if you're experiencing regular 3 a.m. awakenings. Note not just when you wake up, but how you feel, what you did the previous day, what and when you ate, and any other factors that might be relevant. Patterns often emerge that can help you identify your specific triggers and solutions. Let me leave you with this thought. While interrupted sleep may be common among seniors, it isn't inevitable or untreatable. By paying attention to the patterns and potential causes we've discussed today, you can take significant steps toward improving your sleep quality. And remember, if those 3 a.m. awakenings persist despite your best efforts, don't hesitate to discuss them with your healthcare provider. Sometimes they're the first indicator of treatable health conditions, and addressing them promptly can make a tremendous difference in your overall well-being. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you found some insights that will help you unlock the mystery of those 3 a.m. awakenings and enjoy more restful nights. Sleep well, my friends. I'll see you in the next video.